Hey, welcome to the Tireside Gathering. I'm your host, Zane, the bearded one, with a special guest, the man, the myth, the legend from Texas alone, Michael Leavine.
How's it going?
It's going, dude. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm
Awesome.
good. Thanks for having me on it.
Dude, you're the first guest in the Digital Lounge.
This is pretty cool.
The actual recreation of the Digital Lounge.
This is a cool setup you got here. It really is.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So you've actually hanging out with us last week during the Pro League race. So
Yeah.
I thank you for coming out here again. That's 2 weeks in a row you've had to make the trip from your shop down to here.
Yeah. So who do I need to talk to about payment for this?
Your dad?
Yeah.
I think your dad, Mr. Leavine, can handle it. Does he go by Mr. or Bob? Which one does he prefer?
Usually Bob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to Bob. He might help you. I have no money. I have zero cash.
Fair enough.
So today what we're talking about here is a couple things. NASCAR Heat 4. We're talking about Leavine Family Gaming, Leavine Family Racing with the man himself, Michael Leavine. We're also going to show some gameplay from NASCAR Heat 4 with Leavine actually talking about some of the great things he did to help out with other race teams, bringing in some influence to help them make the game better. On top of that, we're going to run them through the gauntlet. That's right. The fast lap at the home track called the Roval. So let's get into the action here. Mike, you've been working with us for a little bit. Other teams have as well. You talked about it, got real passionate during the broadcast last week. But let's talk about you. Like, the changes that are coming to the game, what have you really put into it? What have you talked to 704 about? Like, what really got you fired up to really kind of take part of this?
So one of the biggest things that actually got me interested in NASCAR in the first place was NASCAR Thunder 2003.
Oh,
back in the
man.
day. one of my favorite games ever, right?
What makes it your favorite, though?
The level of realism, especially on the career mode side, where you're not just the driver, but you're having to take control of the team.
Yep.
You're having to hire pit crew members, manage your chassis, manage your engines. It's still one of the most realistic games. Now, it's antiquated in a certain sense, right?
Yeah.
The money's way different.
Yep.
You know, engines isn't really something that teams manage anymore. That's more on the engine builder side.
Okay.
You know, for the most part. But at the end of the day, it's what it's like to actually run a team, whether it's as an owner or a competition director, myself, or anything like that. It's not just, hey, get the car on track and go fast. It's people. It's processes and managing equipment. So that's what got me into NASCAR in the first place.
Really?
Yeah. And
you weren't a fan beforehand, or
no,
were you
not really. Not really. I kind of started getting into the sport about 2002.
So right at the big boom of NASCAR.
Right. You know, I came in, there was this rookie driver named Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
I was like, hey, that guy's a rookie. I'm new to the sport. I'll kind of follow this guy.
You were a Johnson fan?
I was a Johnson fan for a very, very long time.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore, man.
Oh, man. It's, you know, again, it was one of those things, right? As a fan, I came in and I found a guy I could identify with. He was new to the series. And it was kind of like, hey, he's new. I want to jump on board with that.
Yeah.
You know, don't know if I had no idea if he was any good. I never watched him race any of the lower series. It was just, I'm coming in. They talk about this guy being a rookie. Yeah, sure, I'll start watching this guy. And then the game is what got me interested in, like, man, it would be cool to work in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You know? So, to me, I feel like having a good game that represents our sport accurately is so important. And so I think it was last fall I got a chance to talk to Ed Martin, and you know, he and I went to lunch. We talked about the game, and he kind of gave me his vision for it, and it really wasn't far off from what I thought we needed to get to.
Yeah.
And he kind of gave me a runway of how he thought it would happen, and I told him at the time, I said, hey, I was a gamer long before I was in the sport. If there's anything I can do to help, I would love to.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of since then, you know, it's been phone calls and digging through data and trying to get y'all more stuff to just make the game a little more closer to the real world.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, the more accurate it is, the more fun it is, and the more likely it is to bring in new people.
Gotcha. And you talked about being a gamer, and we know you're a streamer.
Yep.
You do that full time, or not full time, part time, right? I
Weekly.
guess the race team job
Weekly,
is
yeah.
weekly. Yeah, let's be honest.
The racing thing is still priority one, but I do enjoy streaming.
You don't want to become partner and just quit your job and be a streamer all day?
Oh man, I am affiliate, and I'm not making enough
Affiliates
money from that.
for life, bro.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm just not making enough money from that to quit my job, and I love racing.
Yeah.
You know, right now there's nothing that would make me quit racing.
Gotcha.
But I enjoy gaming, and so it's kind of my outlet, right?
Gotcha.
Like, I go home from a stressful day, I turn off racing, and I turn on gaming, and like, world's good.
What's your stress relief game? When you have a bad day at the shop or a bad race weekend, you go home.
I wouldn't say it's a game.
Is it a set of games or a certain genre?
Not really, man. There's a few genres I don't play.
Okay.
I don't really do like the horror games.
Gotcha.
Just not my speed. But I'll do anything from racing games like NASCAR Heat, Forza.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Forza more because my background actually started out in road course racing, so
Really?
I enjoy the road course racing stuff. But
Were you a road course ringer?
no. So I actually never drove. I've never driven a stock car on a road course.
What did you drive on road courses then?
Open wheel cars, Formula Mazdas.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So anyway, so that's why I like the Forza games, right? Just to go play on the road course stuff. I'll play Minecraft. I'll play Mass Effect, GTA, Halo. Halo is actually the game that got me into gaming. Halo 3 or Halo 2.
Halo 2. Okay.
Yeah, Halo 2. Halo 2 got me to buy an original Xbox.
Wow.
And me and my friends would play all night.
Did you ever go back and play the original Halo?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have played all the way through the series.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can't. In fact, not to plug another game, but
Yeah.
I can't wait for Halo Infinite.
What? I'm sorry, NASCAR Heat 4? I think that's what you said. Yeah, I think that's what you said. Yeah, that's right.
No, so it's anything, right?
Yeah.
I like shooters. I like, sometimes I like just the kind of mindless games like Minecraft or Stardew Valley.
I call Minecraft.
Yeah,
Like that game you can easily stay up for 3 days straight without even realizing it.
It's so good. Some MMOs, like I've been playing Neverwinter on console.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy like D&D type stuff, and that's an easy one. You don't need a group of 6 people. You can still get your D&D fix. So
nice.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything, right?
Okay.
That's as a gamer, there's not much I won't play.
So you cut your teeth in NASCAR with NASCAR 2003, and I'll agree with you as a fan of the series and who's been racing games for like my first racing game was NASCAR 98 to give you an idea.
Oh yeah, I've played that one too.
Right. So and like I came into the sport as this Earnhardt fan and a house of Jeff Bodine fans.
Oh wow.
So yeah, put that into perspective for you.
Yeah.
But like I still agree with you. I think those series have great simulation, like the career mode and ownership. But it has that rose-colored glass effect, though. When you look back at it, your graphics aren't there, the handling isn't quite there, the physics aren't there because it's just the time frame.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of us fans of the game kind of cut our teeth there and went, we want to be like. I remember being 15 years old, telling my mom, "I'm going to work with NASCAR one day. I'm going to drive in the Daytona 500," and her laughing her way down the hallway. Here I am many years later, and I'm sitting in front of a NASCAR Heat sign, so I did something right.
Hey, yeah, exactly, right? And that's what I tell, there's kids who ask us, how do I get into the sport?
Yeah. And
I tell them, there's so many ways to get into the sport. Graphic designers, musicians. I mean,
really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like,
I mean...
how a musician, out of curiosity?
Well, think about it. How many different songs are played during a broadcast?
Oh, very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
There's, and then you even have teams who make their own content, who put music behind their content, right? So there's a need for just about everything in this sport. It's an industry that requires everything.
Nice.
So I tell kids, it doesn't matter if you don't want to be an engineer or you don't want to turn wrenches or you're not very good at driving. There's so many more ways to get involved in our sport that gaming can easily be one of them.
And we're seeing that now.
Absolutely. I mean, these esport athletes are getting to do their slice of our NASCAR industry, something that they've dreamed about doing. They not get the opportunity.
I have goosebumps as you talk about it because it's true, man.
It's so fun to see these guys find their way into our industry because it is a hard industry to break into sometimes. But
it's a lot of money, time, and investment that you have to put into it. And here we're getting to see that growth of these. And it's that crazy argument we're starting to see pop up now is, can an esports driver really sit down in a real race car? And we're seeing that with William Byron, right?
Yeah,
Going from iRacing into a seat. We now have the Pro League, and we're watching these guys dominate week in, week out, running the hardest they can. And they're really taking the time of tweaking and building their setups. They're almost as a single-man race team because they're their own crew chiefs, their own engineers, their own drivers, and in some instances their own pit team because the game takes care of their pit stops.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're having to do things that we have 4 guys taking care of, right? Fuel mileage, pit strategy. There's 4 of us on our pit box that handle that.
Really?
Matt just goes out and drives the car.
And you just talk to him. Hey, man, we need to come here. This is what your tires are looking like.
Yeah, and we ask him, hey, how's it feel? What are you feeling? And he's got to give us detailed feedback.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a team.
Yep.
It's still a team sport. But there's no reason these guys can't work their way in. I mean, in essence, Matt goes every week to play a video game at the at a simulator.
Yeah.
And we work through, okay, what is it? How's the car feel? And now it's way more advanced than any video game that's out there. But it's a computer with monitors and an input.
And it's a virtual world that you're almost racing in. You're not at the real track. You're not feeling the heat of the car.
Exactly. So it's a video game. It's a highly advanced, extremely sophisticated. A ton of engineering goes into it.
Yeah.
But by all means, in the definition, it's a video game.
And is that simulator time like a 1-to-1 ratio? Like it's almost you can take what you do in that sim and put it into the real track? Like is it that okay?
It's pretty accurate. TRD has spent a lot of time on that.
Gotcha.
So we're very blessed to have a relationship with Toyota and TRD, and it's one of the best out there.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
Have you raced on the sim?
No, they don't let me.
They don't?
Let me. No.
Why?
No.
Is it just because you're not allowed to? You haven't asked? Like,
man, that's how valuable the time is.
Really?
Yep, that's how valuable the time is on it. That there's no like for fun runs.
Wow.
Like it is all business.
Okay, so I guess I'm never gonna get on a simulator.
Nope.
Then.
Nope. Pretty much not.
Well, that ruins my day. Well, let's talk a little bit more about. We're talking a little bit about the Pro League, right?
Yep.
Leavine Family Gaming. You guys are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Locked yourself in with the Bear win.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Like, what are you looking forward going into the playoffs? What do you expect going in the next couple of weeks here?
It's no different than what we're doing in the real world. These guys just got to be consistent, be up front. Wins are great.
Yeah.
They're comforting, but we can just as easily point our way towards that too.
Yeah.
So, those guys now kind of have 2 more weeks, I believe.
We got Michigan next week.
Yep. To feel it out and dial in their stuff before we hit the playoffs. But I expect the same thing in the playoffs. Just good performance, and they're doing a great job.
And we talked about it a little bit. I think it was Watkins Glen, that race when everyone came down, and we were talking about your team. We're like, dude, they made Matt Kenseth themselves into the playoffs because they're sitting top 5 in points, and they were just consistent runs. But I think both of us said like we need to see that solidification because. Yeah. Anything can change in that top 5 at that time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to be capable of getting an event win because I believe that's what it's going to take to win the finale.
Yeah,
you have to be able to go and get an event win. So for our guys to prove they can do that is it's good, right? We have good competition.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really good cars out there and teams who are beating us. We still have some work to do, but we've proved we can be in that finale and hold our own.
Yeah. Totally. And like I said, Michigan's coming up. You got the crapshoot of Daytona leading right into the playoffs. Like that's the cutoff race right there. So I guess it's better to say you guys got it early than later because you could have been racing at Daytona going, oh, dear God, what's going to happen?
Right. And it, no different than I wouldn't want as a team. I wouldn't want Daytona being the cutoff race in the real world because that is nerve-wracking to have to go to a place that is just a crapshoot. Yeah. And go, all right, we need to get in,
Bear's a super speedway ringer. Like, he's good, but anything can happen.
Yeah. And I do believe, I as a fan, I actually really enjoyed when we had Talladega as a cutoff race.
Really?
In the playoffs. Now, granted, we weren't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So stress wasn't necessarily on us, but that's why I say, as a fan, that's exciting when these teams know it's on the line.
Yep.
But a lot of it's outside their control.
And it builds that story, right? Because I think we saw that so many years where it's like, we're rolling into Talladega. Anything can happen. He's sitting 3rd in points, but he could drop to the bottom.
Brad Cade did it a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have made it in. Had a phenomenal Talladega race. Got to the next round.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's all it takes. But I can tell you, those guys were extremely nervous.
Really?
Extremely nervous. I'm friends with the front changer on that car. He told me before the race, he's like, man, this is so nerve-wracking to be at a place where you can get caught up in somebody else's wreck.
Yep.
It's not even your fault.
Yeah.
And there goes your shot at getting a championship.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's so nerve-wracking on top of just, hey, we have to go out, we have to, execute excellent pit stops. Well, we also have to have a lot of luck. He's like, I can't tell you how nerve-wracking that is. I get it.
It's crazy.
I think having it in the esport world,
Yep.
it's just as intense.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see that in 2 weeks. Like, it's going to get crazy, and I think a lot of people are kind of excited for that race.
Yeah.
But I think what more people are excited about is a little bit of NASCAR Heat 4 gameplay.
Oh yeah.
You want to check some out?
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, I do. We got some gameplay up here, so once it loads, there we go. So what we're watching right now is 60
Still there.
lap. Okay. Surprisingly loads with the road. I don't know whose car that is. If it's somebody's in this room, I'm not sure. I would hope so.
Say
too.
hi, say hi.
But really, what we're talking about already, we talked about the podcast.
Say hi, say hi. Hold your line, driver. Clear low, bud. All right, you're clear there. Careful, still there. Still there. Stay at the bottom. You got room, you're clear there. Still there. Stay low, stay low. Careful, still there. Stay low. All right, you're clear. Car high, careful there. Careful, still there. Still there. Careful, still there. Still there. Car on the outside now. Car high, careful. Inside, clear down low. Car outside.
Run into Parker.
Door and a teammate.
Hey, Parker's looking at us just trying to make a move, and he just real estate area, and then got taken out. But that's what I think is so great about this, the new changes in skate, because we're seeing it right there. Like the ping pong has got the ping pong. I don't know if you're aware of that. Young drivers, we're kind of seeing that go away with that shot right there. Parker put it in that, hit together, which like they should be able to see that car. It's great. But what's even better is when the tires drop off, we talk about it. Short with somebody now. Hold a second, somebody. Or one more week ago.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that makes it interesting from a strategy standpoint. The races that I love certainly for where it is high tire fall off and strategy. Those are fun to me races. As somebody who loves the strategy of the sport, you might go on down really fast for everybody though. But there's that window where if the car goes down, you're in trouble. Right? Or you run well, your tire, you might be losing that time.
City cars just ahead.
It just opens it all up so much to be able to make decisions on it.
what we just missed, and I guess kind of saw there was the Boyer blew up. Don't tell Haas, but Boyer blew up going into their road. Which is not here, they're doing great.
Hey, car, just ahead. Car high, careful.
Put you on edge,
Yes.
which is what you need to feel driving this
Got a car high now. All right, you're clear then.
Rip in that
Huge.
time. Huge, right?
Huge.
And we see that. Yeah, you gotta get it like here. You see that guy.
Got one outside now. You're all clear up top.
So in that case, what's great is find a line that's better than mine, but there's still
Watch those tires.
You could run the wall, you could run the line, you could run anything. Anytime the field is
Stay low, stay low. Top 3, use it if you need it.
It's going to keep you sticking around, right? To me, that's what deciding.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
I'm not really incentivized to play anything more than like
Hey, we finished. That's the start.
Which is going to be amazing. Pre-order. Honestly, if you want to get the gold edition, get 3 days early access, you got to pre-order. You got to do it. Digital's not available yet. We'll have more information on digital pre-orders, but go out
Did
and
that
get the
say we
game.
finished 23rd?
It's not a normal Matt Diabetos finish.
That is not us, but I'm telling you right now.
Where did you finish at
that's not
Kansas?
us. Where did we finish at Kansas? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. That was a long time ago. I'll tell you this:
What?
We finished better at Kentucky.
Yeah. And where'd
we
you
were
finish
like
at?
16th in Kentucky.
Didn't you finish somewhere really good at New Hampshire?
New Hampshire, we were 5th.
Yeah.
So.
Where'd you finish at Pocono?
4th. Jeez, I can't even get.
Wow, dude, you're gonna get so much trouble after
Hey,
this.
look. So here's the deal, right? And this is the mentality. Monday, I do all my analytics, go through the race.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, we have a 9 o'clock meeting with our team about the previous weekend,
Yep.
and then it's gone.
Really?
We're 100% focused on Watkins Glen.
So short-term memory.
Yeah, you got to.
Really?
Even if it's a good weekend, you can't dwell on it.
How do you feel about the Watkins going to the Glen this weekend?
To me, it's one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah. Why? Out of curiosity.
Road course is a
Of
little bit
course,
different,
yeah, you're
right?
love for road courses.
And then two, it's just a beautiful area.
Really?
You know, you're up in upstate New York, trees, hills. It's usually a nice temperature. We rarely get rain. It's one of the nice tracks to go to. It's kind of a good mix of good racing and a fun area.
Awesome, dude. I gotta say, Watkins Glen is probably one of my favorite ones to go to. No, I haven't been to it, but race. Just the track, like getting up the uphill, hitting the carousel, hitting the bus stop to the
It's a fun track to
carousel.
race, right?
Yes. Like I
really
used to
wish
suck
you
at road racing.
I really wish the gauntlet had been on Watkins Glen.
No,
and not
man,
the
it was
Roval.
on the Roval.
I'd
and-
be way better at
Are you
Watkins Glen.
are you working television? Because that's a great segue. Because I think we're gonna show your time at the Roval.
Boy, I wish we wouldn't.
We got to. So if we can, the man in the back, can you push the button to show the gauntlet at the Roval here? So here you are, buddy. Look at you. Look at this. Look at him. What am I doing?
All right, here we go.
I know. It's
See if
But
I
you
can
only got one lap. We
make Matt proud here.
Talk about stress too.
We gave you some time to warm up, and that's kind of what we saw as you're getting off pit road, and here you start your lap, going into the corner. How difficult was this little
Well, you
track?
can see me get really loose right there. So this is actually my first time ever playing the game with wheel and pedals.
Really?
I've always been a controller guy.
I wish that-
Just because before recently, you couldn't get a good wheel and pedal for consoles, so I've always just been a controller guy. So that took some getting used to. I'm going to be honest. There were a few times I was like, I think I got in the gas a little too much. Like right there when it started tank slap. Otherwise, I felt like, I dove it
Overshot that one a
too
little
high
bit.
there. Again, brake pedal, not what I was used to.
Yeah.
It was
You're used to that trigger, right?
Yeah,
Just a little bit of touch.
it's responsive, and I was on the floor with that.
No, I've given up a lot of time already.
How did it feel? Because this is actually what a lot of people don't know is the Roval
All right,
has
don't
a new
overbrake here.
configuration. So you're the first person to race the new configuration of the Roval.
If you watch here, I didn't really race it.
Oh.
And missed it again.
I
You just pulled
underbraked.
a Bubba Wallace.
I did. Yeah, I did. That was honestly, that was the worst.
Oh man, this isn't a good one.
The worst or the best?
The worst.
Okay.
I way underbroke, and I even said it on the lap. I said, all right, don't overbrake, and then I didn't brake enough.
Oh man. Well,
But this is the best I got through here. This was
that's actually pretty clean.
that was a good
I'll give
one.
you that. And then here
All
comes your
right, that's
time.
our run. Back
Whew.
25.
That is a tough lap.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that. I'm gonna
You're
be honest.
technically the
Second
leader.
off the pace.
Okay.
Ouch.
I
You
have it
are
for a
the
little
winner
while.
right now.
Sixth though. I'll take
So
it.
until 2 weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
And then somebody else may dethrone you.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna happen.
Really?
I do. I don't feel good about that time.
That's a solid time, bro. You're good.
Is it? I have no idea.
I don't know
mean,
either. I don't
yeah.
race the Roval yet. As we can see, I'm not going to do it because Roval, no. Watkins Glen, yes. Well, Mike, I want to thank you for coming out, bro. You've spent a little bit of time with us here today. You raced with us. You've talked about Heat 4. You talked about your Pro League team and your team in general. You're a road racing aficionado, not really, but I'll give you the credit. Like, I'm going to call you up and be like, yo, Boris said, I think you got a guy you need to hire for you to give you a ride. But thanks again for coming out. I really appreciate it. And anytime you're welcome to come down to the Digital Lounge.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
And anytime. This
Hey.
has been fun.
Do you want to give out your socials so that people can follow you out there?
Yeah, on Twitter, Leavine. I'm not super active, but
Yeah.
I tweet about my cats occasionally, and occasionally I get a cool picture from the racetrack. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
And your race teams?
At LFR95
Mm-hmm.
is the Matt team,
Yep.
Matt side of the team, and then at LF Gaming 95 is the esports side.
Awesome.
So that's where you'll see stuff from Bear and HD
Mm-hmm.
and Tom Dano, one of our guys, has been running that and doing an awesome job with that.
Awesome,
so.
dude. Well, once again, Matt, thanks for coming down, brother.
Yay! Thank you,
Anytime, man.
thank you.
Yep. Hey, and this has been the Tire Side Gathering, hanging out with Matt. Not Matt. You're Mike.
I'm Mike.
I'm not gonna tell. Don't tell anybody I
Yeah,
did that.
yeah.
We're gonna cut it in
We'll keep
post.
it-
No one will know. Don't worry. It's not like it's a live show. People are gonna yell at us later. They will
Perfect.
because they are yelling at us right now. And
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry, chat.
happens.
Okay, it happens. Mike, thanks for hanging out.
Hey,
once again.
anytime. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out to the first episode of the Tire Side Gathering. We will be back here in 2 weeks, August 14th. Same time, same Twitch channel, 7:30 Eastern. But don't forget, next week is Michigan. 2 races till the playoffs. Win and you're in. If you don't, you're out. So don't miss it. 7:30 on Twitch. It's NASCAR Heat, 704 NASCAR Heat on Twitch and NASCAR Heat on Facebook. Don't miss it. Be square. See you guys out. Kisses, hugs, and belly rubs.